is Ifeyemi Andrew. The lead one, of course, would be Cabinet rejig. Tinubu sacks 6, appoints 7 ministers. Obasanjo Danjuma decry dwindling quality of leadership in Nigeria. Ondo Court remands SS3 student for alleged murder of colleague. And Ondo Guba Makinde leads PDP campaign train. All of these are headlines you would see on the Vanguard newspaper this morning. Quickly to The Nation now. Several other interesting ones. Tinubu fires 5 ministers in major cabinet reshuffle. I mean, for those of you that had a lot to say about the former minister Edun, better now you know. She was suspended, but now that we saw the reshuffle, it's safe to say she's gone. From the administration, I mean. FCCPC boss blames food inflation on hoarders. But the fact that she's gone from the administration doesn't mean that questions should not be asked, or Nigerians don't deserve to know what exactly happened with the funds that she was accused of embezzling, all right? People still need to know the end result of that investigation. And like every other thing in the country, I think with Nigerians, it's also the same. Give it time. Everybody moves on. There are plenty of other issues to think about. And that's it. It's done. So we hope that this would not be one of those cases. We hope that the government would come back full circle and give us a breakdown of what really happened. Profile ministers designate. Nigeria taking steps to strengthen Naira, says Edun. I think it was at the IMF summit. I was watching him yesterday, was it? Or day before? He had quite a lot to say, though. Tinubu restructuring governance. FCCPC boss blames food inflation on hoarders. This one is here and there because he has a point. He's not lying. Some of you will find cheap food and then you buy all of it and then sell it at a high price. So you become the monopoly of that product. He has a point. I'm not saying he doesn't. We also have the situation with the traders, organizations, and unions who would decide on how much they want to sell. And if you want to sell anything lower than what they have agreed, they will kick you out of the market because they've all agreed that they are going to sell it at this price. Which, if you ask me, doesn't sound fair or honest at all. I should be able to sell how I bought. And truth is, not everybody bought the same. Well, that's from the FCCPC boss. Find out details on the Nation newspaper this morning. And this one says, breaking, Tinubu redeploys Eno, Uzoka, Anita, 8 other ministers. Find out their new appointments on the Nation newspaper. 0817-923-0007 is the number to call. Don't forget, we are streaming live on Facebook at Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. If you haven't joined us on Facebook, you can do that now. Like the page, go to the live stream. Don't forget to click on the share button. Drop your comments. Keep the comments really short. All right, so we're able to attend to as many as possible. Again, you can call us up on 0817-923-0007. You can also reach us on 0817-923-0003. Any of these numbers is guaranteed to grant you access to us here live in the studio. We'll take some more headlines, this time on The Punch, and it puts it this way. Private sector, opposition split as Tinubu reshuffles cabinet. There are many who have said we should have, some professionals. All right, man, some of these ministries. So it's, what do they call it these days? Square peg in a square hole kind of appointment. And that's the argument for some in the private sector. The fact that you do not have people who are renowned or well known in the field occupying some of the ministries. And that has raised concerns. It's like, let me give an example. We have a doctor as a minister for health. That makes sense, doesn't it? And they're expecting similar situation for petroleum. And to think that the minister for petroleum was not, that office was not touched, was it? I don't think the president reshuffled that one. Well, find out. Because if every other minister was, the reshuffling was based on performance, I'm pretty sure many would say something should have happened to the Minister of Petroleum. Dangote Refinery begins direct petrol sale to marketers. Here we go again. Same news, different headline. We hope this time it's sorted. Remember, yesterday we were discussing how they were in court and the NNC Limited, Dangote and marketers. What the agreement finally was, we don't know. Prior to that time, the arrangement was that they had agreed on something and marketers were going to get the products directly. Afterwards, it turned out that was not exactly what it was. And then there was another back and forth about, the crude had not been dropped. And then, crude had been supplied. And then now, here we are. Well, let's wait and see what tomorrow brings. Rivers crisis. Ogoni diaspora urges Tinubu to intervene. Cautions Wike. 12 states delay 30,000 naira minimum wage for teachers. Reports. Find out those 12 states. FEC approves $618 million loan for fighter jets, ammunition. Here we go again. I'm pretty sure I remember the Tucano jet situation in the Buhari administration. It sounded like that was all the jets we need. So clearly we need more jets. What have we been doing with the old jets? Did they crash? How many of them crash? Were they shut down? What happened? Or do they have maintenance problem? What exactly happened to those and why we need more? Now, thought we got quite a lot because at that time the news was if we're going to end this insurgency thing, we needed so XYZ amount of jets. And we got them. Not just the Tucano, we got other jets even. In addition to the Tucano jets that we got that time. All right. Frustrated GoTV subscribers demand refund after channel shut down. This will be an interesting read. I encourage you to go look into it on the Punch newspaper. We'll go to the phone lines quickly. I'll take a few calls. We'll come back to you on Facebook afterwards. Don't forget Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. That's the handle on Facebook. You can join the live stream. Don't forget to also click on the share button. Thank you. Dakuku is in a chair. We'll start with him. Good morning, Dakuku. Please remember to keep it short, simple, and please. Yes, Dakuku, be very civil as well. Good morning.
Go to the Simplify Movement branch who are commending the chairman for appointing. Yes, I know Osaduma is a graduate of Eche. He can speak Eche well, not the previous government who cannot. The governor knows that problem of Eche and send that someone that they say when a good leader comes, before I ask the judge, they tell people have gone down because of the chairman they give to them. It's a very good guy. And those working with this, you follow his steps because anybody could not perform well. I particularly will broadcast him. It's not because I know him is a very good person. And let me go to president resolving his cabinet. Yes, resolving the cabinet is not the issue, but he should look inward of fuel and other things. And most of ministers are supposed to be removed. That those who are not removed, let me say, Mr. FNCT, he should remove him. These people are the people putting problems in his cabinet. Why is not able to remember Nigerians? These Nigerians are dying every day for hunger. Their president is resolved very well. Not for education or that, but Mr. Vincent, this was the problem we are having in Africa. Let me stop here. Thank you. These are people from our pocket.
All right, JJ and Rumigbo, over to you now. Good morning.
Good morning. Families of victims of weekend killings in our order is become their ordeal. CP Mustafa, let me welcome you again, even though you are not new. I want to also remind you that this was the same area that one of your best officer was dismembered, and you know the rest of the story, even though you were not here. CP, I'm calling on you to roll out your tank, go to that place, and smoke out this nuisance before it turns to a big monster. Please, roll off your sleeve and start work now, because this is like a slap to the entire police force in Rivers State after one of your best was killed in that area. Enter that area and smoke out all the troublemakers and make sure they don't exist anymore. For the older East chairman, I want to commend you for serving your people. And the Minister of Urban Development setting up a task force to make sure that area of Azikiwe Road is cleared, I think is a very good one. Andrew, if you go to that area...
JJ, thank you. Your time has been exhausted. We have to move on to another caller. Thank you. I heard the plan by the Commissioner, FSBP, which is a fantastic idea. My only problem is we know how some of these task force people operate when they are set up and then they are given a job to do. We hope that they don't turn out to be the ones we've been seeing before, who now take advantage of it and just, harass people, harass drivers, there's a certain level of decency that should be added to whatever it is they are doing. Because they have said people should not park does not mean you see a person stop to drop or stop to get something and then you pounce on the person and you say, oh, you parked here, you should not. No. I hope they would be properly educated and they would also apply wisdom in their job and not just do it for the purposes of trying to embarrass and intimidate or even extort Rivers people when they get the opportunity. So please, that's very important to note. Lugard in Echie, good morning.
Yeah, Andrew, greetings from Echie to you.
All right, greetings. Go on.
Yeah, on the issue of cabinet reshufflement by Mr. President, I was carefully listening if I could hear the name of FCT minister being sacked like others. You see, in this country, what is making FCT minister to come to River State and boast about Nigerians, how we will make ungovernable some PDP states or some PDP governors is because of the federal might he's enjoying. If he's being shown way out today, you will not hear the name of FCT minister again talking about politics of River State or politics of Nigeria. Please, I want to beg Mr. President to please do the needful by making sure he starts FCT minister. There will be joy in the country if that man is being removed from office. On the issue of Honorable Uzodimma Nwafor, Executive Chairman of the Echie Local Government, I've said it now with that number. Even before Uzodimma Nwafor came as a chairman, when he was contesting, I told Rivers Super Nigerians that Echie people will elect who will root them, not APP candidates. And today, the best candidates have emerged, the name of Uzodimma Nwafor. He's going to carry Echie people along, and he's going to develop Echie. Lastly, all the people calling on Mr. President to intervene. I expected the people to please come up with allegations leveled against FCT Minister by Bowman Goodhead that the money meant for Goni cleanup was siphoned by FCT Minister, and they have swept it under the carpet. I want to use them to call on them to please resuscitate this matter. Take this matter to EFCC or meet Mr. President so that FCT Minister will come out.
Let's go to Isaiah now. Isaiah is in Buguma. Good morning, Isaiah.
Yes, Andrew, good morning. I want to thank the governor for the loan given to Rivers people and the joy that is being derived. You can see small-scale business people in Rivers State are really happy. I am telling you, for the first time, the scripture is very voluminously fulfilled, that when the righteous rule, the people rejoice. You can see the joy emanating from the heart of Rivers people. And I know the governor himself will also be happy, because when you make your children happy, it gives you joy as a father. Anytime you look around, your children are being happy. As a father, as a mother, even if you are not eating, you will be very healthy, because these are the children you are working for, you are living for, and all your effort is based on that, and become very good citizens and very good people to the society. And I also want to say that the cabinet shuffle, until that cabinet shuffle gets to the Minister of FCT, it has never been a real cabinet shuffle, because the moral that is having to come to River State every weekend to make sure that it destabilizes the peace that is there. I think it is that portfolio.
All right, Isaiah, thank you very much. Your point is noted now. You exhausted your time. We have to move on to another caller. Isaiah, thank you. My question was, I wanted to say something, which is, the reshuffling was to be done based on performance of ministers, right? And not what their role is politically in any political space. So let's look at it from the perspective of performance, which was one of the cardinal points for the reshuffling. Ministers that are not performing would have to maybe be removed and new ones brought in to see how they can make that ministry work. The FCT minister, well, if you're honest, would say he's doing quite a lot in the FCT. Might not be I'm just saying. Uche Ken, good morning from Ichie.
Yeah, Andrew, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Yes. President Tinubu sacks and also appoints. And the performing ministers like the FCT minister, Ezebonwonye Sonwike, were retained. I want to say that crisis in each of the states does not make one incapable wherever he's been appointed or assigned a portfolio to function. I also want to say that it does not matter the level of names anybody calls Wike carry grade. President Tinubu is the driver. He knows the passengers that are not giving him headache. He knows the passengers that have made his work smooth. And yes, Wike is one of them. Kudos, my boss. My area of interest on that reshufflement is this. Please, the area of humanitarian affairs, please, madam, that has taken over from Beta Edu, my knees are on the ground. It looks as if the women are not doing enough because of that woman. You have come to replace her. Please, madam, do not do the same. And ensure that the free feeding program is being established. Finally, Rivers crisis, Ogoni Diaspora asked Tinubu to intervene and caution Wike. I want to ask them, what is the caution for? Anyway, they say they are in diaspora. Did Wike sign any peace pact and came back to Rivers State and start doing a different thing? I believe it is high time they caution the governor who will always stay here today and do be tomorrow.
All right, Mile 3, good news on the line. Good morning, you good news.
Good morning, my brother man. Yes, let me continue on the reshufflement of the FCT, of the ministers. I think, Mr. President, for me, if you ask my own say, is that he does not want the growth of Nigeria, and he does not support people who does the right thing. Take the example of the Minister of Women Affairs. That lady has been following up her cases. Most of the problems is that how can a civil servant under her who just stand up, agree with the EDFA, collect money, start hosting program, and the program they are hosting, they just charge, say, 80 million, 70 million, and the program they are hosting is not even up to 3 million naira, even no water, and it has no background, and they just come and start talking. After at the end of the day, they say the short money has been retired, and the minister says, no, it cannot happen in my time. If you have given this time, this money you say I spent 70 million, 80 million, and the program is less than 10 million, can be used to empower women. And yet, Mr. President says he's sacking such woman. That means he does not want the growth of Nigeria. I've critically followed up her cases, and there have been several allegations against her. The issue of the deputy minister, I know that it's the president that is doing it. I'm not looking at seeing them wicked. I'm seeing the president do what he's doing. So I know that he will not sack him. But the appropriate time will come that he will use him to do what he wants to do to him. But having said that, finally, I want the people recalling their audit chair with those who have suffered. The local government chairman should stand up. The chiefs of the community, they know their children. They should get them out. I support the Commissioner of Police. My name is...
All right, good news. Thank you very much. Let's go over to Facebook now. Take some of your comments there on Facebook live stream. Remember, it's Nigeria Info, 92.3 PH. For those of us who are not watching on Facebook, you should now. Don't forget to also mention where you're watching from, all right? He didn't sack the ministers he's supposed to sack. Minister of Finance and his petroleum counterpart should have been the first sets of ministers to be sacked. Beckel. Effet says, Tinubu reshuffles cabinet. It's a good one. I pray he still goes ahead to sack some desperate and power-intoxicated ministers in his cabinet. Obioma Noble says, I want to say happy birthday, shout-outs. Oh. Thank God ability, Mr. President has sacked non-performing ministers. He should also relieve himself as Minister of Petroleum because under his watch as Minister of Petroleum, we're struggling to buy petrol. Alary Spieth says, good morning. Since the regions are having their own regional commissioners, the South needs a commission because most... watching from Rukboku, police arrest 3 kidnappers along Port Harcourt Owerri Road. Those guys should be, They are bringing pains to families. Boma Harry, I thank the Honorable Chairman Elder West for providing relief materials. Alex, Tinubu is the sole cause of hardship in the country is facing. Okulasi says the cabinet reshuffling is not a solution to Nigeria's problem. Let Mr. President give more attention to the needs of the people. Raymond says Tinubu need to reshuffle more ministers. Many lack technical know-how. Lorenzo Delight says cabinet reshuffling without touching Ministry of Petroleum is baseless. Gifting Surim says cabinet reshuffle and scrapping of ministries. The problem of Nigeria is it. I expected the president to give more attention to pressing needs of the people. Gifting Surim, that's from you. King Boy says good morning, President Tinubu reshuffles cabinet. Where is FCT Minister Wike? He should go. Ugo Ojene Justice, Tinubu is not serious with governance. Else, he would have sacked himself. FCT Minister, Finance, Power, CBN Governor, and NNPC Limited MD. For Power, there's been plenty of back and forth with the minister and the workers. If you remember, with the issues about tariff and all, Band A, Band B, and all of those things that have brought up a lot of issues between the workers in the ministry, the discos, and the minister. Dimabo says FCT minister should be removed from office. Obiajunwa Tangod says HA Council chairman is a godsend to the people. On WhatsApp, several messages still. Good morning. Instead of thinking of how to solve current hunger issues, the president is scrapping ministers and ministries. There is Godo, Degema Consulate, Sobomaboy, you're talking from there. Lexi says, I feel ashamed that people are making noise, shouting that FCT minister should be sacked too. But people who were employed in Adru by the governor of all these people shouting didn't say call for the sack of the VC. God will judge all of us. So the challenge, says Obiajuma says, I think we took that on Facebook, so I would have to move on to Eze Aliko. At times, those deals on food commodities are actually the ones causing the hike in food price. They need to be monitored. At times, you mean people who sell food are sometimes causing hike in the price. I agree with you to some degree. They are. If you go to the markets, it's like a organized crime syndicate. I'll put it that way. It's like a cartel. Everybody selling plantain agree on how much they're selling it. You can't sell more than this or less than this. You can't sell less than this, rather. You can sell as high as you want, but you can't sell less than this one. And that becomes a problem. Someone says, good morning, Mr. President sacked 5 ministers, appointed 7 new ministers, dropped 1 senior ministerial position, and added 3 new senior ministerial positions. The math is not mathing at all. Exactly what I was going to say about cost of governance. You remove 6, brought 7, reduced some ministries, added more ministries. That's more funding. It's more money. Where are we getting the money from when we're trying to cut costs? I thought that's the motto now. Cut cost. Patience. Manage. Endure. We'll take a short commercial. Business News follows at 7. My name is Ifeemi Andrew. Good morning.
You are tuned in to
Nigeria Info. We'll be right back after this.